Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you the daily Apple report for Friday, March 24th, 2023. Before we jump into all the charts, just want to encourage you to please click like if you would every time you watch the Apple or Tesla report. Subscribe to the Wicked Stocks YouTube channel. Check us out at wickedstocks.com, where we offer a full assortment of daily and weekly videos you never see on YouTube, including the daily Triple Q, the daily SPY report, weekly stock picks twice a week at the very least. This week we've done Eli Lilly or Lilly and Etsy, showing 2 to 3 week and 2 to 3 month signals in both. Also, weekly analysis in the S&P 500, the Nasdaq 100, and the long bond ETF, the TLT. That pretty much rounds it out, and it's a simple monthly subscription package. You can check us out for free for 5 days. Within 5 days, if you don't like what you see, just shoot us an email and we will refund you in full. And let's move on to Apple. We came off of long-term support in early January that was targeted from October on, the low to mid 120s. Following that testing of the low to mid 120s support, we were pointing to the 169.57 channel top as being in reach by some point in 2023, and that was answered as a 3 to 5 month likelihood when we closed in early February above the now very well below the market 138.95 former channel top. I don't expect to see this area anytime soon, but if it is tested in the couple months ahead, it can absorb quarterly selling pressures. But we have a 3 to 5 month buy signal above it. We're about 2 months into that. No, not even 2 months. No, more like 1.5 months or so, 1 and 3/4 months into that buy signal, and we are already well on our way to reaching that 172.06 channel top on the daily chart. On the way up, I've been mentioning how the upper 150s, low 160s could snag the market on at least a weekly basis, possibly into later April. We could fall off from here. I'll get to that in a moment. But I also mentioned that if we settle today above 160.49, we should reach that targeted 172.06 formation within about 2 to 3 weeks. So once again, with respect to the option traders, if we close above 160.49, you want to reach for those 170, 172 out of the money calls that don't expire for at least a month. That would be a good play. That's one example of using options in this situation. Until then, you could consider buying 150 out of the money puts that don't expire for at least a week or two, because we are merely testing this 158.91 to 160.49 region. And one of the reasons I say 150 out of the money puts is this new rising 1/3 speed line that is based in part on Wednesday's pullback high. And that 150.44 speed line lines up very well right now with a new channel bottom that is based in part on Wednesday's high as well. So the low 150s, if we're testing the upper 150s, low 160s I mentioned a moment ago, there's really nothing to do until we close above it. There's really nothing to do if you're a 3 to 5 day swing trader. You're playing the short side here down into the low 150s, possibly by the end of next week. That is the 3 to 5 day downside swing trade. We might not get there in 3 to 5 days. Certainly could take the better part of 2 weeks, but that is the downside right now until we close above 160.49. But I'll also underscore that we are expecting an ultimate violation to the upside of 160.49 because we have the low 170s as a longer term 3 to 5 month objective that I mentioned a moment ago. Let's take a look at the downside a little closer. As it turns out, there's a new, basically 2 week channel bottom at 158.92 today, and that is just above that long-term speed line on the daily chart today at 158.91. So you can see in the support resistance, I'm using 158.91. But of course, know that we have also a 2 week channel bottom there. So if we happen to, let's start with breaking 158.91. I've got 158.91. If we break or open today below 158.91, and we are right there right now, so it'd be very easy for this market to do. If we do, then 155.54 is likely on an intraday basis. I can tell you that is nothing more than a trend line across these tops right here. And that could be it for the day. Once again, if we close below 158.91, I would expect 153.83 within 2 to 3 days. And by the end of next week, perhaps, this rise rising support, meaningful support between 150.44 and 151.69. So if we close below 158.92 and you're a 3 to 5 day swing trader, no good reason to be long this market. You want to be on the short side. That could mean having bought or buying 150 out of the money puts that don't expire for at least a couple of weeks.
Hi, if you enjoy watching our daily Apple report, you'll love our daily Triple Q and SPY reports. They're presented in the same 5 to 10 minute video format. Our daily SPY and Triple Q analysis provides directional market signals that are correlated with highly specific price support and resistance levels. Whether your trading time horizon is short or longer term, we promise you a distinctive edge in your trading of the SPY and Triple Q. We offer a 5-day, no questions asked, money-back guarantee. So go to wickedstocks.com right now and start receiving your daily SPY and daily Triple Q reports today.
I will say that as the next week or two goes by, and if we were to close below 150.44, then yes, this long-term support region that I mentioned at the top of this, in reach then within several weeks of closing below 150.44. Until then, this is an area that may well contain selling not only on a weekly basis, but quite possibly through April. And from here, we can turn higher again and then close above 160.49, which would then indicate the low 170s as a 2 to 3, 3 to 5 week target. So there's another way of saying this, that if we fall into the low 150s, you could then again buy not again, but you could then buy these 172, 170 out of the money calls that don't expire for at least a couple of months, I would say. So I will say that one more time, that if over the next week or two we fall into this zone of support, and this changes every day, if you watch the daily Apple report, you'll know exactly where it is each and every day. As we fall into this zone of support, you can reach for the 170 out of the money calls, and I would go a couple of months out on that just to give yourself plenty of time. Once we close above 160.49, which I consider to be an eventuality, by the way, then we're just a few weeks away from reaching that 172.06 channel top. And last thing I'll say to the downside is if over the next week or two we close below 150.44, once again, the upper 130s, our next 2 to 3 week objective, which is once again this long-term band of support, the long-term 1/3 speed line and descending channel top. I don't know if there's anything else to flesh out. I will approach the day itself and just remind you. Let's cover the upside because we could push through 160.49 quite easily today. We did on both Wednesday and Thursday. I do have 162.14 as just a minor intraday resistance level. That is the move high from Wednesday. If we push through 162.14, 163.90, which is this rising channel top you can see here, well suited to contain daily buying pressures. And once again, just know that if we close above 160.49, once again, the low 170s expected over the next 2 to 3 weeks. And if by chance we close today above 163.90, well, then we just might reach this low 170s by the end of next week with that kind of volatility and directional dynamic. Closing finally, below 158.91 today does indicate the low 150s rising daily by the end of next week, where we can bottom out through April trade. I think that pretty much rounds it out for Friday's daily Apple report. Please click like and subscribe. Check out wickedstocks.com. Try us out. You get your money back within 5 days. You'll probably stick around, though, because you'll be fed a lot of good analytical information for trading and investing in the Triple Q, that is the NASDAQ 100, the SPY, the S&P 500 ETF, and 2 individual stock picks every week you never see on YouTube. You have a great weekend. I'll be back Sunday afternoon with Monday's Apple.